The implementation of electronic health records is referred to as the implementation lifecycle. EHR implementation is similar to the industry standard for developing systems, called the System Delivery Lifecycle, or SDLC. It provides a framework of goals and milestones needed to develop systems. The SDLC method guides an EHR project from the initial stages of the project, developed by the project leaders, through a feasibility study, systems analysis and design, the build, testing, training, go-live, and post-go-live analysis. Documentation developed during the project is invaluable later, when the system is reassessed for upgrades to new versions or code. The project planning phase establishes a strategic vision of the EHR project that defines the scope, budget, team, and roles and responsibilities. Milestones and important activities of this phase include definition of project scope, setting the budget, creating the project plan, developing a communication plan, conducting resource and project team planning, defining and assigning project team roles and responsibilities, and project kickoff. The analysis phase drafts detailed current state workflow requirements and system architecture specifications for the EHR project. Project teams will meet with all affected physicians, clinicians, and other impacted end users to create a detailed outline of their current state workflow processes. Detailed documentation of the current workflow is developed during this phase. This documentation will help to determine how best to configure the EHR system and to identify potential risks. Milestones and important activities of this phase include performing analysis of current state gap, conducting interview sessions with impacted end users, creation of detailed current state workflow documentation, definition and documentation of current state technology and system architecture landscape, including system interfaces, and compiling current state reports. The build phase entails the actual build of the EHR system. In most cases, a 5 to 10% build is created first as a proof of concept. The proof of concept is a small demonstration and test of how the EHR system will work in a live environment. The proof of concept is presented to the stakeholders for their feedback. After the proof of concept is approved by the stakeholders, the remaining build of the EHR system can continue. Milestones and important activities of this phase include setting up the build environment, building the proof of concept, presenting the proof of concept, gaining approval of the proof of concept, and commencing the build of the remaining EHR software. The design phase translates the detailed current state requirements into the future state, outlining how the EHR system will integrate into future state workflow requirements. A key component of this phase is developing detailed process maps for key future state workflows. The design phase is one of the most critical phases for successful implementation of the EHR system. Key decisions must be made on streamlining future state workflow, the implementation approach, gaining buy-in from staff, clinicians, and other stakeholders, addressing potential workflow risks and gaps, data migration and integration requirements, and reporting requirements. Milestones and important activities of this phase include defining future state workflow, including system architecture, conducting future state design sessions with appropriate staff, presenting final future state to key stakeholders, and approval of future state design. The testing phase brings the EHR build into a special testing environment. In this environment, the build is checked for errors, bugs, and interoperability. The testing phase ensures that all project requirements are met. Work at this stage includes verifying that the functions are performed accurately, that the system works with all interfacing systems, and that the new system meets quality and standards requirements. Milestones and important activities of this phase include identifying a testing approach, creating a testing plan, creating test scripts and/or scenarios, performing rounds of system and/or unit testing, performing rounds of user acceptance testing, called UAT, performing rounds of integrated testing, logging and reporting issues, and gaining approval from stakeholders. The training phase provides extensive training on the EHR system to physicians, clinicians, and staff. EHR training is often an overlooked and underappreciated phase in the implementation lifecycle. Effective EHR training is vital to the ultimate success of the EHR system. Milestones and important activities of this phase include creating the training technical environment, defining the training strategy and approach, creating a training plan, identifying super users, creating a training classes schedule, and assessing and reporting go-live readiness. The purpose of the go-live phase is to launch live operation of the EHR system. An important element of this phase is providing continuous support and improving live operations. During this time, the system is used in day-to-day operations, all problems are resolved, transition to the production support team is finalized, knowledge transfer is completed, and the project receives final approval. The EHR project is typically completed with a formal project closing. Milestones and important activities of this phase include preparing the production environment, producing the environment data load, client review and go-live approval, developing cutover approach, performing cutover testing, identifying go-live support team, reporting and logging issues, resolving any outstanding risks prior to go-live, providing at-the-elbow support for physicians, clinicians on a 24-hour basis for a specified length of time, scheduling additional and ongoing training for staff as needed, and monitoring and logging go-live risks. The post-go-live phase begins when the production support team takes over monitoring the system and resolving live EHR-related issues. Proper change management procedures are established and ongoing end-user training is conducted. Plans are made to continually review and improve EHR functionality and processes. Milestones and important activities of this phase include continuing go-live training and support, formal evaluation of project successes, identifying and sharing lessons learned, and documentation and management of enhancements requests.